If you are seeing this video right now, Creative Rebel, have no doubt in your mind that not only are you a new leader, visionary, co-creator of the new artistic paradigm, but you are a new earth celebrity. You are a sacred connoisseur of fame. And I'm not talking about fame or celebrity in the sense of the old 3D matrix distorted paradigm of extraction or exploitation or manipulation or wanting to fill a void inside of yourself. Oh no, I am talking about how this is the true, raw blueprint of your soul. It is your highest expression to be seen, to be a conduit, a channel of light, source, creator, all that is, to let this life force flow through you and be a divine animator of this joy, of this creativity, of this abundance, of this overflow, of this enoughness, of this joy, of this desire to connect and manifest and create with your sacred artistic partners. So I find it not interesting. I find it actually quite obvious that yesterday I had the experience of stumbling across a pretty well-known actor at a local coffee shop here in Los Angeles, which is, I guess, kind of common, obviously. A lot of actors and artists live here. And it was so wonderful to experience this sensation of proximity and to witness my own evolution, my own growth, my own healed distortions or disempowering perceptions of how I used to see myself or the industry or other actors. Like even just a handful of years ago, if I was in that situation, and the universe brought me this situation for so many reasons, some of which I will share with you, because I know it'll support you as well, I would have been comparing myself. I would have been feeling this deep lack and void of not enoughness, of I'm behind, of the universe has forgotten about me, of it's too late, of this like fight energy, like I'm clawing my way to make my career happen, and I have to use all my hustle and my force and my pressure and my actors, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's very unique to actors. There's a very unique form of desperation that I used to see in myself and see in so many other actors and clients that I work with, because we're given this really just like disempowering structure of only a few make it, only a few are worthy, only a few are enough, right? In the whole weird pyramid scheme, the Hollywood industrial complex, which as we're learning now is just based on so much darkness, and that's a whole other story. But I was so kind of in awe at my own reactions, my own, or responses, I would say, because they weren't reactions like I used to react. These were responses of my higher self, of my future artist, of the versions of me that have evolved into my sacred blueprint of, oh no, I am at the same level. I am at the same caliber. Maybe someone has certain work opportunities or certain connections, or they went to a certain school, or they know a certain whomever, or they come from the family of the nepotism or whatever, right? So much of success in this world is nepotism based. It's if you're financially resourced, if you have the right connections, but also not like understanding that your soul chose this journey and your journey is unique to you. And if something is inside of you, it's there for a reason. You're meant to bring it forth. Literally, it already exists on a parallel destiny calling you into your highest evolution. So I was sitting there and I was listening to this actor talk about all these premieres and working with certain directors or meeting other actors at high level festivals like this and that. And I really was kind of in awe of the neutrality I felt. There was a bit of grief in the sense that I thought I would be part of this kind of more traditional Hollywood trajectory at one point, or part of me wanted to. Part of me wanted to have that kind of ladder and movement as is outlined in the industry, or perceived to be outlined, because everyone's journey is so unique. So I always talk about how in Kabbalah we need to hold 3 pillars of energy. Giving space to feel exactly what you're feeling right now. That is where the tapping comes in. We don't bypass, we use it to transform. Pain is a portal. Pain is a sacred force of cleansing of negativity. The treasure is in the trigger. So through that we tap, while we hold a pillar of certainty that yes, I am supported, I am divinely guided, I am protected, this is good, this is helping me activate and reach my highest soul power, and that only when I feel darkness, pain, lack, or guilt, or shame, that's when I get to elevate destinies, that's when I get to exercise my free will. And then the other pillar of holding my highest outcome, holding my highest expression, holding and meeting and reveling in the future versions of me where like I don't even blink an eye to this, right? Or I'm in my highest artistic expression. So I found myself feeling these things, and like this would have broken me years ago, Creative Rebel. I would have come home, I would have like had a breakdown, I would have had to do all these things and to process it. And maybe you're witnessing this growth inside of you right now, how you're able to bounce back, how you're able to just like, it's like a soul retrieval, right? It's like, yeah, that's their path and I wish them the most success. And this is not only driftwood in the universe saying to me, damn, you are so close, girl. Like you are just so freaking close. This is in your vortex. This is your destiny. Maybe it won't happen like everyone else, but I just want to show you how in alignment you are, how much you've grown, how magical you are. And I think that was the biggest self-recognition for me, is that I no longer doubt my gifts. I no longer doubt my talents. I no longer doubt what I have been endowed by the Creator with. I have a unique imprint of artistry and virtuosity and magnificence to give to humanity, just like you do as well. And why would I diminish that? Why would I diminish God? Why would I diminish the divine? And just to sit there and feel so whole in my being and feel so enough in my gifts and talents, and not have to compare or not have to prove or not have to, it just, the growth inside of my being, it was so resonant to me and so beautiful. And not to say I don't sometimes get triggered, I don't sometimes fall back into old ways. I as I'm sharing, I had some grief, not so much that like, oh, I'm behind, or a little bit more so like I had a frame in my mind of how I thought it should go and it wasn't going exactly like this. And then I was like, oh my God, but no, something even better. That means something even better is on the way. And circling back to this new earth fame, sacred celebrity, if you've made it this far in the video and you've stuck with me, because we go on journeys here, healing isn't linear, artistic expansion isn't linear, stepping into your most sacred divine high aligned blueprint isn't linear. It's always a spiral. There's always divine detours. We have to learn to navigate. Like everyone wants this linear path. Give me the 5-step fucking plan. I want it to go down in like 1 minute so I can be efficient with my time. What is this obsession with being so time efficient? If you need to be so efficient with your time, most likely you're you're trying to overcome some kind of lack. Why do you think you're behind, Creative Rebel? Why do you think there's anything outside of you that's going to fill the lack that you currently feel inside of you? Nothing will. And the more you chase it, the more you rush it, the more you push it, the more you're making it further away. You're separating yourself. You have disunity, and the more chaos you have in your life. That was a detour that needed to come through for someone. And if that someone is you, drop it in the comments below, because this was, I did not anticipate talking about it, but that's what's beautiful about these conversations, right? It's intimate. We're having this soul connection in this moment. Our souls attracted each other for a reason. For an absolute beautiful reason. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, because this is the deep soul, subconscious, somatic, cellular level creative work we do here. And the work that you're going to need moving forward. Absolutely. positively, like if this video resonates. But if you're anything like me, you've probably known since you were a child that you are meant to have a massive impact on humanity. And not in a vapid way, not in a vacuous way, not in a superficial way to say, oh, I did it. Oh, I'm proving this point to someone else, or I'm showing my parents that I made it, or I'm showing my friends that my dreams weren't crazy and all these things, right? This is all lack, 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 lack. Ironically, when you feel the lack inside of you, then things outside of you start appearing. That's how it works. That's called vibrational resonance. So you've known this since you were young, and in a really authentic, pure, genuine, sincere way. Like it's you just stepping into your highest, most abundant, most aligned, most virtuosic artistic expression. Excuse me. And by not doing that, you're actually not fulfilling your soul blueprint, and then you're living in some kind of misery or suffering, right? So much of the stress we feel is actually the gap between where we are and where our soul is like, no, you should be here. This is what you should be doing. But that's also the divine assignment, right? So like, just place a hand on your heart right now in this moment. And I just want you to say to yourself, I release the old paradigm or mental structure of thinking I'm behind. I am right on time. I'm in divine alignment. I am held and protected and guided and seen because I'm choosing to see myself first. Let's take a slow, deep breath in with that. Let it out with a sigh. And I just really want you to tap into that right now, because that is the vibration of wholeness. That's the vibration of having it now. If you don't have something now, then you will never have it outside of you. That's the whole game. Where do you think the universe would hide the keys and codes to the universe? Inside of you, because you won't look there. You'll look in this 3D reality. We're hypnotized. We're obsessed with the world of the senses. We have all our tikkun, all our soul correction, all this negativity, all these doubt, lack, and fears, and it's driving us all the time. But when we come into stillness, when we come into alignment, when we calm and regulate and recalibrate our nervous system, when we clear our auric field, when we come into divine stillness and deeper connection with ourselves, our higher selves, and all that is, we know we have it now. That's how you collapse time. Embodying having it now. Not in 5 minutes, not when you send this email, not when you do this audition, not when you book this role, not when you make this money, not when you're on a Netflix show, not when you're on the billboard. You have it now. Because if you don't fulfill this lack inside of you now, even when if you happen to get the show or the billboard or the award, it might fill you up for a little bit, but then you'll have more darkness. Because your vessel isn't expanded enough to hold that caliber of light. So if your path has had a lot of detours, if you've had an incredible amount of challenges, if you have had just so many obstacles, you're kind of like losing your mind at this point, you are blessed. The Creator loves you. The Creator is like, ooh, I am refining you like a divine prism to channel the light of all that is. I am ready to channel the light of all that is today, right here, right now, and into the new artistic paradigm. Drop that in the comments below, because that's what we're here to do. We are here to rewrite, recode, reclaim, rebalance the sacred architecture and archetype of fame. Because fame really means impact. Fame really means being so bold and brave and vibrant in your presence that you're literally drawing aligned souls to you in resonance to share. I always talk about this, how actors are givers. And the more well-known you are, the bigger stages you step onto, or the bigger billboards or the awards, this allows you to give at a greater level. It also allows you to receive at a greater level. And when you get to replenish yourself and take care of yourself and saturate in that abundance, and let it fuel your art more prolifically, then you have this beautiful circuitry. You're in the infinite vessel. You've created this divine ecosystem that can only generate more and more and more and more goodness, right? And that's why I'm so passionate about getting artists paid. That's another video. And there's a lot of things coming in that realm. But I do believe it's part of my soul mission because it's been so much a part of my own story, healing, poverty consciousness, lack consciousness, ancestral scare, like just so much with money. Money, magic gift money, sacred money. There's so much coming. There's so much coming. If you resonate with this video, be sure to meet me in the comments and share. And I'd love for you to pass this along to a friend who needs it today. And I want you to let me know what resonates most, what hits differently. How are you going to integrate or implement a shift or pivot or aha or revelation from this video? This is how we don't just like receive a bunch of information, but we begin to integrate it somatically. I want you to breathe with it. I want you to walk with it. I want you to talk to the universe about it. I want you to talk to your artist about it. I want you to talk to your higher self about it. I want you to talk to your inner child about it. We have great resources on this channel to help integrate this work. I'm going to drop below a creative child meditation to help you reconnect with that inner light, that inner vibrancy, that inner truth. Because most likely, as I've said, you have known since you were a child that you're here for something so big, so immaculate, so magnificent that it almost like blows your own mind, but it blows your heart open in the most beautiful, abundant, glorious, sacred way, like that sacred success. And I'm also going to drop the tab below. Allow yourself to be seen, release the blocks, the fears, the limitations, the doubts, the inner friction and static and stagnancy to you fully standing and shining in your brilliance. And yeah, subscribe if you're new here. We'll meet in the comments and chat, and I'll see you in the next video, Creative Rebel.